Hi everyone, it's Tommy. Want to talk to you about the prices of things in the Philippines versus the United States. Quickly, to the guy who sent me a message, yes, I do wear the same 5 shirts in a rotation. I take it off right after video. I like these shirts because I can move my arms as I'm an animated speaker. But yes, I do wear the same 5 shirts. It's not that I'm shooting 100 videos a day. Anyway, back to the main part of this. It's prices in the Philippines versus prices in America. I'll try and break this down simply. Think of it this way. Anything imported is going to cost more in the Philippines than it would in America. You know, prices are cheaper there. The cost of living is cheaper there. It's not cheaper if you're going to buy nothing but imported products. Um, if you decide you're going to wear nothing but imported products and eat imported food and you're going to pay for it over there, you're going to end up paying a lot of money. You'll probably still save money living in the Philippines because rent and building a house and transportation costs are really cheaper there. But if you decide I'm going to go live in the Philippines, I have a beautiful wife, I love the climate, which I do about half the year, but I'm going to treat myself to American food and European food that I love. And you know what? I'm going to buy my Nikes. You're going to pay more for Nikes. You're going to pay more for a pack of M&Ms. You're going to pay more for anything that comes from outside of it. They have a big tax or a tax. It ain't nothing, but it's a tax on imported items. And it adds up, and they can be imported from anywhere. Anywhere that something comes in, boom. You know, when I went over there, I should have known better, but I was into this illusion. Oh, I'll buy a couple pairs of Nikes and Filas and Reeboks, and I'll buy all sorts of stuff and bring it back with me to America. Doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way. Otherwise, there'd be a line of Americans bringing back stuff in. Actually, what I know, I have friends here that send stuff to their families in the Philippines, and they'll load up big trunks full of small appliances that are obviously made in America, American clothes. And candy and cookies, and they'll pack them up and they'll ship them over there, and the people wait a couple of weeks. But I'm always being asked when I'm there, did you get candy? Did you bring candy? Because candy is something everybody loves. You don't have to spend a ton of money on. It's not like they're asking me to drive a Ford over. But all that aside, anything imported is going to cost more because it's hit with a tax. Plus, labor in the other countries is it's high. It's higher in Japan. It's higher in America. It's higher in the UK. So the prices of things, anything made in the Philippines, anything using Philippine labor, much cheaper. I had a house built there and and I put some really nice furniture in it for less than 85%, probably about 88, 89% saved on the cost of this dwelling I have here versus building a brand new house. And I live in a condominium in New York. Um, the price of a brand new house was 12, 13, off the top of my head, maybe 14% of what it cost me to buy this place. And I did put some nice furniture and a few appliances in there. Um, Labor is dirt cheap there, just dirt cheap. I mean, when you're building a house, you don't have to worry about a furnace or a boiler or a hot water heater or central air conditioning. I don't even know if they can put central air conditionings on these houses on the outer islands. I stay in the nicest hotel, nicest. Well, it probably is the nicest when I go to the island where I live on, and it's all those European air conditioning units. And we have one in my house. We have a European air conditioning unit, and then one of the bedrooms we have an American window unit, and they both work fine. But I don't have a boiler, a furnace, radiators, vents, or anything like that to worry about. That knocks the price down. But the main reason it's so cheap is because labor there is so cheap, and everything used to make a house that's built in the Philippines is cheap. So and I'd like to build another house or two, but I've already talked about the problems with the land and stuff like that. So, but everything was cheaper there to build a house. Labor. If you buy a Filipino pair of sneakers or one of my video shirts that's made they are cheaper because the labor is so cheap. I don't know about the quality. I don't know. I'll see as I spend more and more time and I live there, the quality of things. I mean, hopefully in 5 years my house is still standing. I have every reason to believe it will be. I have all my clothes I buy in America, and I bring them over there. So I had to buy underwear in the Philippines one time, and was in a rush to pack and get out of here, and I grabbed some underwear, and I thought I grabbed the whole the stack that I had left out, and I'd really just taken 2 pairs. So after the first day, I said to my wife, "We got to go find underwear." when something is marked 2X there, it ain't going to be what a 2X in American wears. I needed the 4X and there was only 2 or 3 pair of them. So we grabbed and I did a couple washes, which is another thing. Washing machines and dryers there, even if they're made in the Philippines, they're not going to be good. I don't know of anyone who has a dryer. Really, I don't. There may be, but people wash and they hang and they hang. And when it's raining out, they hang, under a building or something. But anything imported, more expensive in America. That's why you don't see a lot of people driving and using American appliances and stuff because it gets hit. You won't find a vacuum cleaner in the Philippines. First of all, nobody has carpeting, and who's going to pay to have an imported vacuum, especially when everything's floors? Anyway, so you get the gist of it. I could go over item for item. A 2.5 hour cab ride is $40. $40. Transportation's cheap there. A lot of people don't have cars. Holy shit, I'm over the 6-minute mark. I hope this touched on a few things for you. I'll bring it up from video to video, and I'll be wearing these shirts.